Alright, new update. New battle pass for Crossout. Finally. The last one was lasting for ages, but I feel like they've done a lot of good in this battle pass. So let's go check it out. Already checked out a bit of it, but we will go through it right now. So starting off, you have to buy it to get everything. But pretty early you will get this crate where you can get a free teal item, good for new players, fun for older players to have smaller builds to play around with and not be dragged into Clan Wars builds every single time you play the game. New structure parts, the left and right heat sink, which is going to be kind of nice. Good mounting parts, okay durability, low on mass, so it works well for the smaller builds where you have spatial armor. You will get a lot of these strategic reserve crates, and you will get a lot of badges and lighters. We'll get back to the lighters later. More structure parts. This is probably something that will be used more on lighter hovers, medium hovers, not the big builds. Good durability for the mass, and it lets small bullets through, so good against like Punishers, Reapers, machine guns. We do have some new paints, which is pretty boring. This is plain, nothing fun at all. But we will get to the good parts. This is one of them. The cutter. Melee weapon. Or not a melee weapon if so, but a passive one. Like a bumper. 300% ram damage. Great to have in front as a wedge or to knock off someone else's wedge. Low durability, low mass, but it is good just because of the ram damage. You will win a wedge contest with this. That's the first useful part. But this is where Crossout really takes a new step. First legendary engine, the Pegasus. We are continuing in the same direction they went for a couple of the old ones now, where a lot of the names are taken from mythology. We had a lot of Norse mythology in the last one. Now we are moving over to the Greek mythology. Good cabin speed, or you can have it up to 120 depending on the cabin, of course. But this is the big one. 1 energy, and it's a legendary. So it's the same as like a teal or an epic one. And you have a good durability. You have actually pretty low mass in my opinion, and you get a good mass limit on it. Perk on it is reduce the total power penalty for movement parts, and the more movement parts you have, the more it will reduce the power consumption. This means bigger builds like big tanky spiders, big tanky wheel builds, bigger hovers will all get a bigger buff from this engine than a small one will. The small ones will still get good perks from it, don't get me wrong, but this is meant for bigger builds to get better movement when using it. We have more of the heat sinks, both left and right, so we get 4 of each actually. A lot of structure parts here. More of the crates, all these crates, the strategic reserve, the military reserve, and the new one is basically just you will get 1 random of all of these. Like this one, 50 engineer badges. You can get 20 uranium. Don't think anyone will get it. New movement part, the Gerida. This is welcomed, very welcomed in Crossout. Having better movement parts, more movement parts. This is basically the ML legs, but smaller faster and easier to mount. They don't take as much space. Can't wait to test them. It is a good speed on them, 70, so you can still hang on to the bigger builds, but you can actually move faster, which is nice. Weapon spread. 15% less weapon spread. Ideally for cyclones, reapers, big spiders like that. That is when you move forward. The second you start strafing, the spread goes 30%. Great for those big spiders, or the reaper spiders, cyclone spiders. I really can't wait to test this out. Not sure if I'm going to buy the full pass on day one, but I actually might on this one because I like it. We got a new bumper, which is good durability, a bit heavy, but bumpers usually are. Ram damage, not as good as the cutter, but it can take more of a hit, so ideally both are good in various situations. I like them both. Let's move on. Headlights. It's just headlights. It's nothing fancy. New paint. White with black stripes. That's it. Nothing special. It looks okay. Might be better if you don't have as much spatial armor. But then again, spatial armor is key in this game. More gorilla legs. We get 4, so you can actually build a build with these legs on day 1 or when you get them. Panel arch, another structure part. Good mounting spaces, good for having up front, so you can mount close both under, over, and front, center, side. Good durability, a bit heavy, but probably meant more for the bigger, tankier builds. We can also craft the gorillas. That will be free in the battle pass. If you buy the battle pass, you get it on 37. If you don't buy it, you get it on 42. Same thing, just 5 different levels. Another paint. It's basically the same as the one we just saw, the white one with black stripes, but black and red stripes. Not impressed by the paintings, but hey, paintings is paintings. 2 more cutters, so you still get 4 of these as well. This is probably the new thing here. The humanitarian aid is exactly the same as the 2 before, but you get more resources. You can get up to 30 uranium. You will get 2 crates of it, and I have no thoughts whatsoever what you will get in it, but I can almost guarantee no one will get uranium. If you get uranium, please let me know in the comment section below. More paint. Still pretty boring paint. There's nothing flashy, nothing cloaked about it. You can see it on every single map, so probably never going to be used. You have to wait until level 50 to craft the Pegasus, which in my opinion is kind of weird because you get it for free so early, but it probably is so that it won't flood the market on the first day, I guess. But it will still be flooded. Some people will buy the full pack and pay for it and craft them and try and sell them for profits. Happens every time. This is something I've been looking forward to. A new legendary melee weapon. Pretty much like the buzzsaw. It's a saw blade, but in comparison to the harvester, which is bigger, this one has a lower energy drain. You can mount 4 on them and still have all the modules you need, like cloak, you can have interceptor, you can have I don't remember what it's called, but the one that boosts the damage of melee weapons. If you come from behind, you will get a 20% damage increase. No, not increased damage, you will get increased contact of area. So It will be good for flooring hovers. Not to do a lot of damage at once, but you floor them and you leave them. Go to the next one. Pretty easy. Good durability for the size. Really good damage on it. I can't wait to test it out. It looks good. And I believe 4 of these on a build will screw a hover up pretty good. Moving on. You get the blueprint if you paid for it. You get it on 55. You get the free one on 58. And humanitarian aids. Then we have the new cabin, the light cabin, 1 of 5 max speed, good tonnage, good mass limit, always 12 points of energy like we're used to. But the activation of the perk on this, you will get 2% durability of every single part moved connected to the nodes on the cap, which I'm gonna say is a good thing, but on the same time, how many people will use this? If you see a light punny hover, or you see a light build at all, how many people connect the weapons to the cap? Most people use the Omamori, but of course you can mount the Omamori on one side here and have 2 guns connected to that and 1 on the power node, so you can cheese it a bit there. But this is the problem. The charge will only build up if there's an armored car wreck in front of you, 45 meters in front. It will not work if it's behind you or on your side or just vicinity. It has to be in front. I feel like this should be changed to being in a vicinity instead of in front of you. But that's my opinion on it. 2 more panel archers, pretty decent, 2 more impact bumpers, and actually a really cool paint. We all know gold is expensive. The gold paint has been expensive for some time. Now you can actually get it free. It's not as flashy as the normal gold, but it's still gold. I like it. You get a lot of engineer badges, and you get some coins. You get a lot of stickers and cosmetic parts for your profile. Not as interesting, but this is the new railgun, or rail accelerator as it's called. It's on the same basis on the Kaiju, where you can only have 1 connected to your build, but it shoots 4 projectiles each burst, and it will have 7 charges. The looks of this is actually kind of sick. Like, it looks like mini scorpions, 4 of them, and then you have this thing. I was so hoping there was a dude inside of this, but it's not. It's just red goo. It would be so much cooler if there was actually a small person inside of it that shuts it. You do have 7 charges. When the charge accumulate when there is an armored vehicle wrecked within 30 meters. This is good because this is vicinity. So if you kill one, go sit right next to it and keep shooting. It's gonna be nice to see how it works in wars. I'm guessing it's gonna be unbalanced in the start, but it's gonna be great. I like it. 1186 durability for the fused part we get. It weighs a lot, 1782. So it's a heavy build or a heavy weapon, but you only need 1 of them. So not too bad. Oh, actually you get more than 2, you get 3 of these. And last piece we get here, the appearance piece, it's basically just the top. It's the top of the Tychus. You do get Thyrsis, sorry, not Tychus, Thyrsis. But you do get the blueprint for it, so if you don't buy the battle pass, you can still craft it, but unfused. And that's pretty much it for this battle pass. You will get enough challenges to complete a lot of this, And if I'm not mistaken, you will end here if you buy the battle pass with no levels. Then you can get to 127. If you buy levels, you can get this one. Epic weapon of your choice. Not exactly of your choice, but a few selected items where you can get. And if you buy 3 levels, you get 200 extra lighters, which will go into the crafting section, where you can get fused reapers, fused mandrakes, fused stretchers, fused tsunamis, aspects, hammerfall, cyclone of the legendary sword. You can get harpy, humpback, photon, quasar, incinerator, fatman, whirlwind, and equalizer of the epic. Of the teal ones, you get pilgrim, jawbreaker, sinus, synthesis, or storm. And of course you can use them on this one. No one is gonna do that, so who cares? Here's the crafted items. Look at this. You can actually craft all of these parts, and I'm gonna say it's not too bad. I kinda need to buy some pure lids to get more of the gorillas. I already have a lot of the submitters just because they were that cheap at one point. So we got a lot of those, and we can sell those for some profit to buy more of these to craft a couple of gorillas. To get fused gorillas, you can use lighters. You can actually get more charibis from lighters, and you need the gorillas, the flywheel, and torment. Tormentor is the module I mentioned before that I did not remember the name of. And you get tormentors, use them with this one. It's gonna be pretty great. Well, that's the battle pass. And we also have one new item here, which is gonna be the helicon. Look at the price. 90,000 on PlayStation. While just going for your 36. So the price of this is of course pretty bad right now, but it's only craftable for 29 days. So if you have the chance to get it or you want it, you have to get it in the next month. I'm gonna try and get myself a pair of these and see how it works in battle, because I do like the fact that you have a rocket launch that is a relic. 3 projectiles. First is gonna pierce the armor, second one is gonna heat up the build, and the third one is gonna blow up inside of it. This is gonna be big. I think this is gonna be used in both normal wars, clan wars, and in levy wars. It's gonna be sick, because you're gonna have one shot and remove the armor around the cab for a lot of the levies driving around. But that's it. That's it for today. And any questions, feel free to drop a comment down below. And be sure to like and subscribe for more. See you later.